I think it's wonderfully surprising, if not slightly ironic, that the greatest political proponents for equal rights for gay and lesbian Americans has become two heterosexual African American men, namely yourself and President Barack Obama. The mark of the moral universe has bent significantly in the past 6 years. Can you tell me why this is important to you personally, not just professionally? And have you, pre-being Attorney General, had some transformational moment? Did you have family members and friends who were gay before you came into this office?
Of course I had family members and friends who were gay. Everybody would answer yes to that question if they answered the question truthfully. I had an uncle, Uncle Sonny, one of the best guys in my life. First man I ever saw drive a sports car, MGB, I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. He was near and dear to me and gay, So yeah, we've all had people in our lives, positive influences in our lives who are gay or lesbian. I was born in 1951. I experienced, the civil rights movement. The movement that we are talking about today for same-sex marriage rights, which is a part of the larger gay and lesbian fight for equality. This is the civil rights struggle for our time. This is the fight to make real the promise of America for all Americans, regardless of their sexual orientation.
You've talked a lot about your children. You showed me the photos of your employees with their families. And as we read your op-ed, was how you juxtaposed gay Americans and children. I think the idea of gay people raising children, adopting children, having children of their own would have just been unthinkable to talk about so naturally before this administration. I kind of want to know where your heart is on that, and why is that important to you?
Because I've seen it. I've seen it in the pictures I shared with you of the great people in this Justice Department, the wonderful things they're doing with their kids. I saw it at the elementary schools where my kids went, and I got to interact with same-sex couples who raised great kids and who raised not so great kids. They were just kind of ordinary parents who were dealing with the same kind of issues that we were dealing with. Kids who did their homework wonderfully, kids who didn't do their homework so wonderfully. But they were just people trying to do right by their children. And that is the thing I think that people have to understand. It's a good thing that more gay people come out, because it is hard to demonize somebody that you know. And where I can go back to Uncle Sonny and other people who I grew up with who were gay, a kid who was my age, Sammy, and I can think about those guys and think of them as Sammy was a good ball player. He was a good guy. Uncle Sonny was the coolest guy I knew, growing up. Rest in peace, my father. But Uncle Sonny was cooler. And if you can visualize, if you can have a person, if you can say, this is who a gay person is to me, and that person is cool to you, good to you, it means that you view people who of the same orientation in much the same way. On the other hand, if gay people don't come out and the myths are allowed to exist, the misperception, prejudices, and they're not countered by real world experiences, progress, I think, is hindered.